There we are. So at this time, we ask that you please mute your mics for the best sound experience. Otherwise, the feedback could interfere with the information we'll be sharing with you today. So without further ado, here's Miss Cynthia Velasco with SSSP. Give me just a second to put up your PowerPoint. And there we are. Take it away.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us and supporting our program. My team have put together this presentation to provide tips for students in college who are parents. So we'll go ahead and get this started. Go ahead, Ms. Liz.
All right, welcome everyone. So my name is Crystal Martinez. I'm one of the advisors for the SSSP program. We want to start off mainly by going over some challenges that we've encountered with the students that we work with. Some of them are, parents. Some are, just students. But overall, right, we have challenges on time management. Okay, there's also a need of extended hours for services. Another challenge is resources for students and their families. Okay, there's also some self-care challenges that students have faced, especially during this the pandemic and going into virtual learning, trying to juggle, different things in their lives, but self-care challenges, as well as technical support, having a study space at home, okay, and some financial challenges, okay. And so with this, we do want to ask you all for some feedback. This is a question that we have is, what are some things that EPCC can do or incorporate on campus / virtually that will benefit students, right? And more particular, students that are parents, single parents or guardians, right? If they have someone that they're take care of, what do you think would be of a benefit for the students for EPCC to provide? If any of you, okay, I see there workshops or kids, okay. Anyone else want to share? You can put that in the chat. So we'll leave that open. I mean, if you guys ever, as we're going along, and we're going to address these challenges and what EPCC has done so far, as well as, okay, let me go this. Okay, sorry. I see Patricia said I was cutting off. Do you all hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Crystal. You might want to, I don't know if you're able to move closer to your modem, maybe that might help with your connection.
Okay, okay. All right, well, let me just, hopefully you guys hear me okay, and I'll try to move right now, but so we want to, if you have any suggestions or anything like that, go ahead and put it in the chat during, the time that we're speaking, but we want to address these challenges throughout our presentation, give you guys some tips if you guys are parents or you have children that are parents who are going to school or, whatever it may be, it's just something to provide resources, okay? So please share those suggestions in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, so one of the first challenges, and I know this is something that I know a lot of you in the audience are tutors, so you might have heard, some of these complaints from the students during the tutoring session that you really don't know how to master your learning environment in this new situation that we're in, of where we are studying and working where we live. So these are some tips in the research that Crystal and I did on how to master the new learning environment. So one is to create study spaces for you and your kids, and we're going to provide some more specific pointers for this later on in the presentation. Another thing that you can do and that students can do is ditch your expectations to a certain degree. Don't, maybe if you were a straight A student right now during the pandemic, you might not be a straight A student anymore. Your grades might take a little bit of a hit, or your children's curriculum might change and their grades might dip a little bit, which is concerning, of course, for everybody as parents. But it's important to understand that the new learning environment is difficult. You know, it is a learning process. I know we've been at this for almost exactly a year now, but it does take time to get used to. So we do need to adjust our expectations to this new reality. Another tip is give yourself a break, whether you are a student, a parent, a student who is a parent, or you know, as all of you in the, or a lot of you in the audience, you are EPCC staff. Do give yourself a break. You need to learn when to step back a little bit, not just, you know, to give your eyes a break, but also mentally, you know, make sure you are forgiving with yourself. You take a little bit of a break, take a breather, and then you can come back into your learning or working environment. And going along with that, you also need to rethink screen time rules. I know most of us as parents, we are very conscious of how much time our children spend, you know, on the iPad or on the phone, watching YouTube videos or watching shows on TV. The new reality is that we are very, very dependent on our screens, both as parents and as students. So, you know, that is, maybe that's a rule that you do need to be more flexible with. It's okay to, for example, let your child watch 2 YouTube videos instead of 1, you know, just so that you can get that extra tutoring time or extra time to finish that homework assignment. I mean, unfortunately, it is what it is. So you can go back and rethink it once everybody has the vaccine and once we're all back in the normal environment. But for now, we should be more flexible with the screen time. And going along with that, you can also try to incorporate fun activities for your children that are not in school yet. So all the toddlers, you know, the 4 and under, you can try to have board games for them or coloring books, things like that, that are fun for them, and also free up time for you as a student to get those assignments turned in or get the study time done. And of course, something that's very important for everybody is to get some sunshine. So, you know, now with the pandemic, we are restricted as to how much we should or can be outside. So, you know, do try to get some sunshine, even if it means just going out on the porch, going for a short walk with the dogs, with the kids, just to get some of that vitamin D, because ultimately it does affect your physical and mental health. So these are just some really quick tips on how to master the learning environment. And like I said, we'll expand on those a little bit further on.
Okay, I did wanted to mention, like I said, we're student support services, so we do provide study skills workshops. Okay, some of the workshops that we provide is a time management workshop, textbook skills, note taking. We also have the test taking / test anxiety workshop, textbook skills, math anxiety, and writing skills. So any students are, you know, that are participating within our program, they have this on these workshops on demand. So whenever they need it, you know, we're able to provide it. Okay, I did want to go and give you all some general tips. Some of them do come out of these workshops, but I did, you know, do a little bit of research. So one of the tips is spacing out is good, right? And so what we mean by that is spacing out your study time is beneficial. So it's better for you to study a short period of time for each class each day, right? Instead of you you know, sticking, you know, doing long periods of time for studying, it's better for you to do short ones. For example, you can do 30 minutes a day over several days, right? And let's just say you do instead of doing instead of doing like the 4-hour day you know, study period. So it's better for you to do that 30 minutes instead of that long one, because it's more important. What's more important is how you use your study time, not how long you study, right? So what will help as well is you can create a list of tasks to complete. That way it can try to help you, or you can try to help yourself get those tasks done each day, right? Another tip here is know where you study best. Okay, it's important to consider what noise environment works for you. Maybe you will need the silence. Find a place in your home where it can be minimized, and I know it might be difficult, but that's something that you can share, if you have kids or, your family in the home, and let them know, like, yeah, let me study for at least these 30 minutes, try to keep that noise low, right? And maybe if you need some noise, right, maybe some soft music in the background can help you. Okay, so that's tip. Another tip is minimize distractions. What we mean by that is, do you hear me okay? Okay. Multitasking, such as studying, web browsing, using social media, and texting, can disrupt the efficiency of your study time. Okay, so it's recommended that you try to minimize that when you're trying to study for those 30 minutes, and maybe take that break of using social media, right? Again, to minimize it, maybe a good 10 minutes, then go back into maybe studying for another 30 minutes for another class. So that's kind of way you can reward yourself after studying for a good 30 minutes for a class. Okay. Another tip is become a teacher. Okay, and what we mean by that is try to explain the material in your own words, right? You're teaching yourself, and it's good that you speak, out loud. That way you can hear yourself. You can explain the materials using examples and make connections between concepts. Just like the teacher does, right? You can use your notes at first, right? Obviously, so that you can be talking out loud, hearing yourself, and then obviously you'll be practicing. The more you practice it, the more you hear yourself, hopefully you'll better retain that information. Okay. Another tip here is take control of your calendar, right? And so with this, some tips are choose a day during the week. Possibly maybe like Sunday nights or maybe Saturday mornings, whatever works for you, to plan and schedule your week, right? You know what assignments that we do during the week, so you can plan out what days that you need to do those assignments. Okay, go through each class and write down your what you'd like to complete for each class during that week. Check your calendar to see how much time you have completed, or how much time you have to complete your tasks, right? Because I know obviously you'll be juggling a lot of other things, not just school. It could be whatever's going on within your home. You got to take the kids to practice, or whatever it may be, or you have things to do to other than school, right? So you manage your time and see how much time you have allotted for that specific class, and so determine if you can complete that work within that amount of time that you have allotted, right? So instead of maybe a tip or maybe what you can do, right, is instead of reading a chapter for a certain class, because reading a whole chapter really it's a luxury, right? If you're able to do that, but realistically, right, it might be difficult, right? So maybe something that you can work on, and maybe this is something that we can help you with as well, is to help you skim, right? Skim, or it's called triage, your reading, right? That can make things quicker, and you're able to get through assignments better, but at the same time getting the basic information of what you need from that chapter. Okay, just a tip there. Okay. Another thing is use your downtime to your advantage. Okay. So sometimes you're going to have easy weeks for your classes, right, where you're not having to turn in so many assignments or turn in big projects. So take advantage of those weeks, right, to catch up, or how do you say it? Move ahead, right? Move ahead, and maybe get other assignments done that are maybe due later on, but you can get them done right now, right? So maybe that's what you can do as well. So these are just some tips, and I did use that reference there. If you guys want to look into some more tips, there's just a few of them that I got. Okay.
And I'd like to add something there, Crystal, if you don't mind me chiming in.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, if you have multiple family members in your home and they're online, right, being homeschooled, what I recommend is get each of yourselves a headset. That will help minimize all the background noise going around in your home. So that might help you focus on what you need. That's something that I think would be very helpful. And if you can possibly arrange different, you would have to space your room accordingly, right, if possible, or your house accordingly. That way everyone has their own station, so to speak, right? to be able to learn effectively. Okay? Just wanted to add that.
Yeah, those are very good ideas. So now we're going to move on to actually setting up your study space. So like I said, it's for most of us who have never worked from home before, it is something brand new, and it is very challenging because you live there, you are working there, you are studying there, and then all of a sudden it's also your child's school space there as well. So it's having a study space is crucial at this time. So these are just some things that you can do to make that study space better and more effective for you as a student and in general as a family. So the first thing that you can do is if you have if let's say you're on a PC or a laptop and it's connected by Wi-Fi, you don't actually have the Ethernet cable connected to your PC, it helps to get close to your router, as close as you can, maybe within the same room, if at all possible. That will improve your Wi-Fi signal. Um, I know personally, one thing that helped for my household is a Wi-Fi extender. So in my household, I'm working from home. Obviously, I was a student last semester, and then I have two kids that are also students. So everybody was on the Wi-Fi, and it was getting tricky. And so we got a Wi-Fi extender, and these are relatively cheap. They're small little devices. They don't take up a lot of room. It's just a couple of inches. And the good thing is that they're relatively inexpensive. They cost the regular ones about $20. Obviously, if you want to get a way better one, you can spend a little bit more, but usually for $20 or so, you can get a decent Wi-Fi extender, and that will increase the range of your Wi-Fi in your home. And that will help, for example, if your daughter is designating the living room as her study space, you can have a study space in the kitchen or in the dining room or in your bedroom, and you're not too worried about being too far away from the router. So that's one option that's relatively, it's an easy fix or an easy improvement on the Wi-Fi. Another thing that you can do, again, is designating the specific area in your home for studying and schoolwork only. So I know this is tricky, because we don't live in mansions, we don't have all these extra rooms or a library or a study, but even if it's only a section of the dining table, maybe the extra chair that nobody sits in, you can designate that area for studying. And that way, I need to keep this area clean and organized just for studying. And when I'm in this area, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to do homework and to study. So that will kind of get you in the mind frame that you need. And of course, within that study space, whatever it is, whether it's a room or a chair or, a separate section of the house, you want to minimize any possible distractions that you might have. And I know, if you all are parents, that comes with a big asterisk. Distractions are almost impossible to get rid of. But if at all possible, turn off the TV, maybe silence your phone. I'm trying not to have other things there that might distract you from what you or what your kids are supposed to be focusing on, which is schoolwork, so that will help. And this study space, you can also make it comfortable, if at all possible. So you want to make sure you have a nice comfortable chair, that it's at the height for the desk so that you can write and look at your screen comfortably enough so that your neck isn't at a weird angle. But of course, you don't want to make it too comfortable. So if you have a really comfortable mattress, and you're studying in your bedroom, you might end up falling asleep. So you want to avoid that. So yeah, that's another thing that you can do. You can also keep the supplies that you need in this specific study space. So for example, the laptop or your textbooks or the supplies that your children need for their schoolwork, keep it confined to this one area if you can. Again, that helps you stay more organized, and it puts you in that studying mindset. And another thing, again, if multiple people use the study space, which I know it's a reality in my household, it probably is a reality in a lot of other students' households, you can even create a schedule. So for example, I work 9 to 6. So my kids can, they know that over the weekend, since I don't work Saturdays or Sundays, if they need to use the room to study, to print, whatever the case may be, they can have that time. Or if my husband needs to use it, he knows that he can use it before 9 a.m. or after 6 p.m. So you can set up something that that works for you and your family as needed, so that everybody can take advantage of the study space. And lastly, you want to check that your lighting is adequate. Lighting does affect your eyesight. It'll tire your eyes. It might make you sleepy, or it might not let you see the screen. So all of these little things do affect how effectively you study. So you want to check that, and maybe, get a LED light bulb or open a curtain, whatever it is that you need to do in order to make the lighting better.
And just to add to that, Liz, your last tip there of checking your lighting, but especially with doing virtual, something that happened with my husband lately is the blue light, right? And maybe because he was having a hard time when he came back from work, and his eyes were hurting. He didn't realize it was the blue light, so he ended up getting some blue light glasses. So maybe that's something that can be helpful as well. Okay.
And I know that features also in a lot of the laptops. So if you need guidance on that, I know it's in the settings. It's in most laptops. So look into that. If you need guidance, let us know. We'll show you how to access it.
Okay, we did, as mentioned, one of the challenges that some students have is because they work, right, they need those extended hours. Our departments within EPCC, they need them to be open, for their needs as well. And so we did mention some of the departments that do have those extended hours, whether it be, during the week or even on the weekends. As you can see here, we have our virtual office available Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. And just recently, we did add on advising, okay, for even more extended hours. So Monday and Wednesday, we go up until 7 p.m. here. Then we got Tuesday, Thursday, Friday up until 6, and then Saturdays as well. So that's something new that we added to our program, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if any students need advising, definitely should, or any of you on here, please, send them our way. And then we also have the online tutoring room, Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. We also have the library services. They're also open the week all the way up until 9:30 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 5. Okay, we also have EPCC registration. So if you need help registering for your courses, we can definitely help with that as well. Okay, but there's also this department that can help on during the weekdays. As you can see here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 5, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. And then you also have the writing center that's available as well. Okay, so Monday through Friday, 8 to 7, and Saturdays, 10 to 6. There's the websites, the links there, but you're also welcome to just search, by by department and the EPCC website, and then you'll be able to connect with them from there as well. Okay. Hopefully we'll be able to get maybe if we continue this whole online thing, we'll get more departments to maybe extend their hours to assist those students who need the evening as well as the weekend hours. Okay.
And I just want to add, for the SSSP virtual office, we have 4 advisors there. So, not everybody is available until 7 p.m. or on Saturdays, but during those times that are posted, we do have at least 1 advisor who can help students. So, and now continuing with the EPCC resources, these are resources not so much that offer tutoring like SSSP does or advising, but these are more general services that students who are parents might need. So for example, the academic computing services, they lend students equipment. So you do have to be an EPCC student in order to use this resource, but they have a very easy form that you can fill out. They have limited quantities per campus, but I know earlier this week we got notice that they still have laptops, hotspots, and webcams available. So we know that students are still able to use those for now, and they can borrow them either by week or for the whole semester, whatever it is that the student needs. So this is a very useful resource for students who are parents, because we know sometimes the laptops or the devices that the school districts offer to the kids, maybe they don't work as well as they should. So the student gives their laptop to their child, and then so now the student is faced with the reality of, how am I going to do my assignments if my child is using my PC? So this is something that can help alleviate that. Another thing, and this is more in regards to saving money, is the open educational resources courses. So these, I know a lot of people don't know much about OER courses, and basically what they are, these are courses specifically designed, the syllabus and the curriculum is designed so that the student doesn't have to actually buy a textbook for this class. So it is a little bit tricky to identify the courses, but as SSSP advisors, we assist students in selecting classes every semester. So if the student says, hey, you know what, it's tight on money, I'm trying to save as much money as I can, so we guide the students to registering for classes that have these OER, that are labeled OER courses. So it can save you literally hundreds of dollars every semester. And the website there, Lumen Learning, that gives a brief overview of how these OER courses are set up, in case you're curious as to that. And then EPCC also has the Tejano Food Pantry, which is obviously provides canned and dry goods for students that are in need. Same as ACS, you have to fill out an application. It's a short PDF document that you fill out and you turn in. It is available for all current EPCC students, whether you're part-time or full-time. And the main pantry is at the Valle Verde campus, so arrangements do need to be made to pick up the items at Valle Verde for now. And then the next one is CSD, the Center for Students with Disabilities. I know a lot of our tutors know a little bit about what CSD does, but specifically for students who are parents and they might have a disability, it really comes in handy to sort of fill in the gaps that regular tutors cannot provide. So they have various services, like note takers, extended time to take exams, which I know, as if you're a student who is also a parent, time is really, really short. So that extra test taking time will come in really handy. The assistive technology labs offer things like readers, the Dragon program, things like that to help the students that are either visually or physically impaired. And of course, SSSP tutors, they supplement the tutoring that is provided by CSD. Simply because, we work for the Department of Education, so we do have partnerships with other departments, and we reach out to CSD and fill in the gaps to see what CSD cannot provide. SSSP tries to step in and fill in those gaps as much as possible. And the last one here on this slide is SSSP laptop rentals. So this is something that, due to the pandemic, we did bring back. SSSP used to lend out laptops years ago. I'm talking maybe at least 6 or more years back. We stopped doing it, but now, we see the need. Again, a lot of students are sharing their computers with their own children so that they can do their homework. So there is a need for more equipment, and in case ACS runs out, or maybe the student is not able to get a hold of ACS for a laptop, they can rely on SSSP to borrow one from us as well. Now, the caveat here is that we have very limited quantities. We don't have as many laptops as ACS, and for right now, we are only able to lend out the laptop, no hotspot, no webcam, unfortunately. But if the student is an SSSP participant, they have to, fill out the paperwork. They have a couple of sessions with us, and then they become eligible to borrow the laptop from us, of course, free of charge. Do you want to add something, Cindy?
Yes, I do. The laptops that we have, they are touch screen and they do have a camera. So that will help. Again, as Liz mentioned earlier, you would need to qualify in our program, and it's very easy to qualify in to our program. All the services we offer are free. So if you're interested or need this, let us know, put it on the chat, and we can follow up with you, okay?
Okay, and so I wanted to share, and there's a variety of resources that are for students and their families, but these are just a few. Okay, you reach out to us so we can provide, if something specific you need, let us know, because we're always trying to, provide as many resources to our students, parents, anybody that comes our way, we try to help them and guide them, right? And so one of the resources that for the community is the YWCA Child Care Assistance Program. That's what C Campus, and so they do try to help students who qualify for this assistance with child care costs. Okay, and so if you're interested, again, you can go to APCC, search child care, but this is the link, because there is, like, again, there is requirements for this, right? And so you do have to fill out an application, and there's a form on this webpage if you're interested in that. Okay, there's also this resource of Khan Academy and Khan Academy Kids. This resource is basically, it provides a variety of subjects, so that you can help you understand. And I know, because I even used Khan Academy Kids with my child, just so that he can practice on some concepts, especially for math, that he's not understanding. So this is just something supplemental from what they already get in school. Maybe they're not understanding something in particular. When you speak to your child's teacher, right? I know there were some parent-teacher conferences that, especially for YSD, that's where my kids go. But anyways, something that they weren't understanding. So this is something supplemental that they can use, even on their downtime. Okay. There's also the Student Tutors of El Paso. It's called STEP. This is in particular for students who are EPISD students. So there are tutors for math, science, and English. I'm not too sure, and maybe Liz, you can chime in here on this. Do they just go to the website, like EPISD?
Yes, and I'm sorry, I will put the link here in the chat. I don't know why we omitted it from the presentation, but yeah, STEP is high school students with an EPISD that are offering free tutoring for all ages. And all you have to do is go to the link that's right there, and it is by appointment. So you click on the link and you select the date and time, and they give you a window for your child to get tutoring.
Yeah, definitely. And I was researching for other districts as well, but it seems like EPISD is the one who took the initiative here and has that for their students. So that's definitely something beneficial. Another resource is the school district grab-and-go breakfast and lunch. I know, if you're at home, working as well as your child at home, getting those lunches and those breakfasts ready obviously takes time, right? And so maybe this can be helpful, so you're not having to worry about that. But it does, you do have to get in contact with your child's school, just because I know that there's different dates and times that you can go to pick up the breakfast and lunch. So again, get in contact with your school districts, or their schools in particular for your child, to see when they give the grab and go breakfast and lunch. Some mental health resources. We have the NAMI El Paso. They provide mental health support and resources. I know they have support groups. If you're a family member who you have a child or a family member who's suffering from a mental illness, they have those support groups to help you out. Okay. Same thing for Emergence Health Network. They have resources for mental health as well. So these are just a few, like I said, of the community resources, but we have a huge list of the different resources. So depending on what you need, just let us know and reach out to us. We'll definitely help guide you right in the path that you need. Okay.
Okay, so continuing on with the resources that we can use, that we're online, Technical support is one of the main things that we need. I know most of us, we are not, IT experts, so we will have issues here and there. So these are just 4 main services that students that are parents can use. The first one is the Blackboard help for EPCC students. So if a student is having trouble, maybe their assignment isn't showing up and it's not a problem on the instructor's end, they can call this number and get the assistance, or they're having trouble with their Blackboard messages, things like that. They can call that first 1-800 number. The second one is specifically for Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, which is the specific version of Blackboard that EPCC has contracted to use. So it is a little bit better. And I know those of us that are EPCC employees, we are already used to working on Collaborate Ultra, but a lot of students may not. It might be their first time being exposed to this platform, or they're not exactly sure what is Blackboard and what is Collaborate Ultra. So for issues regarding using Collaborate Ultra, they can call the 1-877 phone number, and that second number is more, they seem to be more responsive when you call them, because a lot of universities nationwide are not using Collaborate Ultra yet. So it's right now it's a little bit more niche, so we have more of their support because EPCC is one of the few universities who's using it. I know UTEP very recently transitioned to Collaborate Ultra, so in case the first number doesn't work for you, you might want to try the second number and you'll have better luck. And of course, our EPCC IT people are extremely reliable. I know they've even helped troubleshoot issues on students' PCs. I know maybe they might not want us to advertise that, but if you're in a pinch and you really need to fix something, you can always call the help desk, or you can email their the help desk email, and they are very good about responding within 24 hours. So those are the main technical assistance options. The last one are SSSP tutors. This is something that we're very proud of because we didn't really envision ourselves as a source for technical support, but that's how it's turned out now that we've been working from home for about a year. Our tutors can help edit and upload videos. We know a lot of students who are parents, maybe they might be older, or they might not be experienced in, for example, editing a video and uploading it to YouTube. We have tutors that already have experience with that from the employee side, so they're able to help students specifically for the speech classes. Those are the ones that we've noticed that require a lot of uploading videos and editing, things like that. We also help with virtual walkthroughs to other departments. So if a student is in the SSSP virtual office on Blackboard and they're not sure how to contact the admissions office, for example, we will share our screen with them. We will guide them how to connect to that other department. And as soon as we see that we're in, we leave the call, we leave the student in the room where they're supposed to be. And of course, they can always call us for additional assistance. And then lastly, our tutors do help with using Blackboard and email. So we can give a quick tutorial to students on how to navigate the Blackboard platform, how to access their email. A lot of times, we know students are notoriously bad at checking their email, so maybe they forgot how to access it. Our tutors are more than happy to help in this. So yeah, these are some resources for technical support.
Okay, and these are some resources for financial support. Okay, we did mention the Texas Workforce Commission. They help with job search assistance, unemployment benefits, and resources for students and parents. And so they also offer assistance for people with disabilities. There's also the Workforce Solutions Borderplex. They also help with the job search assistance. They have the child care resources, as well as the resources for education and training. There's also the community resource of Project Bravo. Okay, Project Bravo provides a variety of programs, for example, like utility assistance. So I know, if you need help paying your utilities, they can definitely help out. There's career and academic readiness programs. There's also patient assistance programs. For that, they provide access to free or low-cost health clinics, prescriptions, pharmacy discounts. There's free eye exams and eyeglasses. For that, the patient assistance program. They also provide the adult basic education, and they also provide weatherization and HVAC repair. So again, those resources are depending on certain requirements. So please visit the website. It definitely can be something that can be helpful, for families. And then there's also the Campus Life. They provide student loans for books in particular. And usually they do advertise this at the beginning of each semester. Okay, so this would be if you got, financially was able to pay your classes, but you need, the funding to pay for books. This is definitely something. Of course, it's a loan, so keep in mind you do have to pay that loan back, but at least you have, those resources or that resource, for, to get that book right away, because I know you don't want to fall behind if you need those books. Okay.
Okay, so now here are some self-care tips that we know all parents can use. We tend to prioritize our children's physical and mental well-being as good parents, but of course, you do have to take care of yourself in order to continue to be able to take care of your children and your family. So it's a very important one to check in with yourself, kind of do a quick 5-minute evaluation. How am I doing? Am I behind on my assignments? What is on my to-do list? Kind of assess your own situation and see what you can do in order to take care of all of your responsibilities. And that's where you can fall back on all of these resources that we're mentioning, so that you don't have to do it alone as a parent. Something that's very important, whether you are during a pandemic or not, is create a sleeping and hygiene routine. I know it's very easy being stuck at home 24/7 to not sleep at a regular schedule, or not shower every night sometimes, or not give your children a bath every night, but if you set it on the schedule, it's more likely to happen and you don't fall out of the habit as much. So that's always good. And then, of course, you want to stay hydrated and eat regularly. Being in a pandemic, a lot of us have become more sedentary. We're not drinking as much water as we should. Maybe you're eating meals, very, very small meals or snacks throughout the day, instead of having your regular meals that you would have if you were to go to school at a certain schedule or to work certain days and times. So that's it's always important to keep that schedule of eating and drinking your water. And of course, we've mentioned this before, move your body, get a little bit of exercise, even if it's just a walk around the block, or walking the dog, or taking the kids to the park for half an hour. That will help clear your mind. It gets you away from the screen for a little while. And it does help kind of reset you. And going along with that, you get some sunshine, you get your vitamin D, you enjoy the cool breeze, and same thing, it goes a long way towards self-care and feeling a little bit better, not feeling that you're just stuck in front of the computer all day, every day. Another thing that you can do is you can do a relaxing activity. Now, we know this is difficult with children, especially if you have younger children, but you can always kind of bring them in to the activity. There's a lot on YouTube. There's tutorials, for example, on yoga with kids, where you can incorporate your children into your yoga positions, and it's, very short 15-20 minute activities that you can do, and that will really help with the relaxation aspect and with unplugging. And of course, a big part of self-care is learning to say no. And by this, we mean you need to know your limits as a parent, as a student, maybe as an employee. So try not to take on more that you can actually do. If you get to the point where you're saying, okay, well, I'll skip lunch in order to get this project done, then maybe it's time to either reassess, see if somebody else can help with it, or if you can step back a little bit. and not do certain things just so that you're not completely overwhelmed by everything that you need to do. And of course, going along with that, you also want to identify your support system. So that can be your peers, other people in your classes, maybe others that you know that have children as well, other family members, whether they live under the same roof as you or not. Maybe they can help with a little bit of childcare or helping you do certain things around the house so that you can focus on your schoolwork, or even all of these resources that we mentioned in the in the previous slides, to see what supports there are that you can use easily to give yourself a break. And then, of course, breathing is important. Take a deep breath, relax, even if it's just 5 minutes every hour. It will help. It will make you feel better. And then the last one, I like the last one because it's free. You can make a playlist of your favorite songs. You can do it on YouTube, on Pandora, on Spotify, and it's, it's free entertainment, it's relaxing, and it's something that everybody can do if you have a computer or a phone. So that's, even if it's something small, it doesn't have to cost money, but it does relax you, and it goes a long way towards maintaining your self-care and your mental health.
Okay, we did want to go into all the services that SSSP can provide. Of course, one of the main ones is tutoring. So basically, almost all subjects from remedial to the college level courses, we can provide the tutoring. We also, like I mentioned, the study skills workshops. We have mini workshops available as well. So we kind of changed that a little bit this semester. I mean, we have those on-demand videos that we can provide you for those workshops if you don't have that much time, having to do these workshops in your schedule. We also provide course registration and degree planning, FAFSA and scholarship assistance, right? So for those of you who don't know, financial aid applications are open for next year, 2021-2022 school year. So it'd be beneficial if you fill that out starting now, right? If you need that assistance, we can help out. And scholarship assistance, we can help. If you need help filling out the application, or even um, filling out the application, or with the essays, right? We can definitely help you with the essays if because a lot of scholarships ask for that. Okay, we also offer assistance with transfer assistance and guidance. For example, if you need to what credits will be transferring from EPCC to that certain university that you're thinking of going, we can go into a more in-depth conversation about that with you. We also offer TEAS and TSI preparation. Okay. We also provide the financial literacy workshop. These are just giving you tips on how to be more financially smart with your money. And we also provide all our services are available in Spanish. Okay, so if you need that, we can definitely help. Or we also have, if you want to translate, we have that available as well. And we also have student advocacy. So all of our students who are in our program, we advocate for them as far as, if they need to get in contact, maybe let's just say with their professor, we try our best to get them in contact with them, or get them in contact with the dean's office, right? Just so that, they know that we're there and we're helping them every step of the way, even if it's, getting in contact. Because I know during this virtual learning, some students were having a hard time getting in contact with their instructors. So we were there, or we are there. We still get those questions, or that they need, students that need those assistance. So we're helping that way as well. Okay.
Okay, so we are almost done. This slide, we are going to show you how to enroll with SSSP. This is, again, a federal program. We are funded by the Department of Education. And because of this, we are required to keep a file on all of the students that we assist. And of course, being under the Department of Education, that means that we have to follow strict confidentiality rules and follow FERPA regulations. So same as if you were giving information to the financial aid office, for example, everything that you give SSSP stays 100% confidential. It goes into the EPCC the SSSP private server. The information is not stored on our personal computers, so you would fill out the application and the contract, and that goes straight into the SSSP system, and it stays secure. And the application, it has your basic demographic information. We want to know what classes do you need help with, what's your major, so that we can discuss that during the orientation session when we assign you an advisor. And the contract, it's just 10 simple rules that we've always followed just to make sure that everybody receives the same type of service, equal attention, and that you receive all of the services and you're aware of all of the services that SSSP offers. So once you fill out the application and the contract, myself, Crystal, or one of the other 2 SSSP advisors, which are Hortensia and Martha, one of us will contact you to schedule the virtual orientation session, and there we go more in depth into what is your degree plan, what is your financial status, how long is it going to take you to graduate, and we answer any questions that you might have in general about your career at EPCC. And of course, you can visit our virtual office. The link is right there. I know it's been shared in the chat as well. And then you have our main phone number and our website. And I do want to type in here in the chat, you can also follow us on social media. I know a lot of times as parents, it's much easier to just look it up on the phone really quick. So this is our Facebook. That is our Facebook link where you can see all of the updates. For example, right now, we are posting updates on the scholarships that are available, registration deadlines, financial aid deadlines, which is coming up on the 15th. So things like that, you can just go in there and get a quick glance and get the information that you need. And then our Instagram handle is very similar. So that's the Instagram handle. You can look for us there. And same thing, we share a lot of information on our Instagram page. So does anybody have any questions regarding the enrollment process or anything really that we've discussed?
I don't see any questions posted, so I think we're okay. But if you do decide to have, if you think of any questions, please contact us and we'll be happy to address any questions that you may have. Patricia, do we have time for the video?
We are the Student Support Services Program. We provide so much more than just tutoring, and you are more than just a student. We have amazing academic advisors who are here to help you. Let's meet one of them.
Hello, my name is Marta Miramontes. I'm one of the advisors for SSSP, where we provide assistance for course registration, degree planning, transferring to another institution, scholarship applications, financial aid assistance, and also career guidance. Let us know how we can help you.
We tutor in all math, reading, English, ESOL, sciences, and many other classes. We offer study skills workshops. These workshops will give you tips and tricks to take better notes in class, overcome test anxiety, how to take tests, help you read your textbook more efficiently, manage your time better, and overcome math anxiety, and get you started on your writing assignments.
The best way to connect with us is to access the EPCC website at epcc.edu. At the top right corner, you will see a search icon. Click on it and a search bar will appear. Type SSSP, click enter, and the first link should be SSSP with big bold letters. Click on it. Once in our page, you can apply to enroll in our services. Or if you need more information, click on the Get Connect icon. Keep in mind our services are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Todos los servicios mencionados están disponibles en español. Let us know how we can help you. Join SSSP. We are here to serve you. Déjanos saber cómo ayudarte. Sé parte del programa. Estamos aquí para servirte.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today. Thank you for our wonderful presenters from SSSP for presenting today. And thank you to the audience who came to watch, and it's been a wonderful audience. Why don't we give an emoji round of applause in the chat? So thank you to our wonderful presenters. And the last thing I'd like to share with you guys before y'all leave today is I would like to tell you about the programs we're going to have for the rest of the week. So today we had the SSSP program, and then on Wednesday, we're going to have transferring for careers and degrees on Friday at 1 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock, we will be having Happy Math Hour, which will be covering the exam 2 question and answer session. So we encourage you to reach out and come to the same link on Friday to come see us. And then, of course, next week, we will not be having any Tohono virtual events, and we're wishing you all a happy and safe spring break. Thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon.